Black Monday has commenced in the NFL. Who got fired? Who's staying? We got college football playoff semifinals. We got NFL Wildcard Weekend. We got that and so much more. Flag on the Take is back, baby. Let's go. Let's get it. What up, Jordan?
What's going on, Cole? What's going on, people?
Man, we have got a lot to talk about today in terms of personnel changes in the NFL. We have got a lot of moving parts.
Absolutely.
We'll start with I feel like this one was the most obvious one, kinda. I mean, because we all saw Doug Peterson getting fired in
Yeah.
Jacksonville. I felt
Yeah.
like that was pretty drawn out.
Yeah.
Like I felt like he could have been fired 6 weeks ago, and we could have said we saw it coming. So I felt like that one was kind of drawn out. But what shocks me is that they didn't fire their GM.
Is there who's no? I think I'm thinking of somebody else. Their GM isn't Shad Khan, right?
That's the owner,
Okay. Who's their GM? I don't even know. Who
Trent Baalke.
Okay.
He is an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
Like really bad. Like he's been GM for like I can't remember if it's 8 or 10 years, and they have just been absolute crap this whole time.
Yeah. I mean, they were decent. What was it? Trevor Lawrence's second year, and then they had Saxonville. If he was he responsible for Saxonville, because that's the only credit I'll give him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Only credit I'll give him, and that's pretty good right there. I think Saxonville just kind of messed themselves up. I feel like it was just the players and also the coach that they brought in, because
I think he was hired in 2017. That sounds right.
yeah. And that was that. I'm assuming that was his first draft then.
Yeah, like he nailed like the
I was about to
Josh
say
Hines
that's a hell of a
Allen,
first draft if that's his first draft.
but he blew the Trayvon Walker pick. Could have had Hutch.
I forgot Trayvon went number one. That's insane.
Yeah, because Hutch was like the unanimous number one, but then they fell in love with the ceiling of Trayvon Walker. Because I'll admit, at the time, Trayvon Walker had a higher ceiling than Hutch, and he blew it. But you also got to think this is also the same guy that hired Urban Meyer.
Did Urban even last the season?
I can't remember if he lasted the full
I
season.
don't
or
think
not.
it was, because then that stuff came out with him with the nightclub, and then
Oh yeah, and
I don't think it was a
women
whole
and
season.
complete that one season ruined Trevor Lawrence's career.
I was about to say it hurt Trev too, because it wasn't just his play. Wasn't it something about him cheating on his fiance as well?
No, I don't remember any of
I
that.
swear, I think so. I might be wrong.
You could be right, but I personally don't remember that. They just had a baby. Shout out to them. They just had a baby girl.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to them.
But that one season ruined Trevor Lawrence. It's like the same thing I've been saying with Caleb. Like one bad season of Matt Eberflus's rookie year is going to ruin Caleb.
I hope not.
Unless they get Ben Johnson, it's over.
Did you see they were talking about interviewing Mike Vrabel as well?
Vrabel I'm okay with, like in terms of like building like the culture, but I don't know if he's going to be the best person to develop Caleb.
No, because he's a defensive coach, so I can see what you're talking about in that sense. I feel like it's very much in the sense of Caleb would be a game manager again, and they would just rely on their defense, which didn't really work out this season. But they were also supposed to be better offensively than they were.
I feel like if Chicago hires Vrabel, the team will be better, but Caleb won't be like a superstar. But if they hire Ben Johnson, then Caleb will be a star, but then the team itself won't be good. I feel like the Bears will become the new Dolphins if they hire Ben Johnson.
To be completely honest, I would rather probably hire Ben Johnson just so you know that your quarterback's going to develop correctly, and then defense comes later. Because
Oh
that's
yeah.
just me, especially with the way the NFL is going nowadays.
Well, for me, it's all about toughness. I don't know how tough of a team Ben Johnson would have, but I know how tough of a team Mike Vrabel would have.
Yeah.
That team is tough.
Yeah, they're going to compete.
Mike Vrabel on the sideline with the whole pack of Zins in his mouth, shotgun and a beer at halftime.
Yeah. He's another guy I think I would like to play for, just watching him on the sideline.
Vrabel's insane.
Seems like a
But
chill dude.
speaking of Vrabel, I actually think Mike Vrabel got this next person fired. Gerard Mayo, one and done in New England.
Yeah. Now, technically, was he the interim or was he just like hired?
Gerard was hired. So
Okay.
the way it was explained to me was that Gerard had something in his contract where once they moved off of Belichick, he was guaranteed to be the next coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Robert Kraft wanted to honor that because he didn't think Mike Vrabel would come available. But once Vrabel became available, Robert Kraft was like, shit, I still got to honor this because it's in his contract. but we really want Mike Vrabel. So
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If they get anyone but Vrabel, then I think it was a mistake to fire Gerard because he only got one season. He didn't really get a chance to like establish his culture.
Yeah. I'm about to say, I don't even think it was really his fault, though. He has
But
his
if-
quarterback. Well, he had his quarterback.
Yeah, but if they get Mike Vrabel, then I think it was smart to ditch Gerard for Vrabel. But like I
Yeah.
said, anyone else other than Ben Johnson, I think it was a bad idea to get rid of Mayo.
And the Patriots were just a strange team. It's like either they lost by a score or they got smacked, like absolutely plastered. They got plastered on a couple of games, but usually every game that they were in, it was at least competitive at some point or another.
But Vrabel lost I don't want to say lost the locker room, but he definitely lost the fan base because
Yeah,
he kept botching all of his not his social media, but his press conferences.
yeah. I
The
also don't think the Patriots are that talented though. So
I mean, they're gonna get somebody good. They got the 4th pick. Could have had the
yeah,
1 pick.
yeah. Travis Hunter, welcome.
Nah, he's not gonna make it that far.
The four
No
he might.
way.
It just depends on what this quarterback
No
situation is.
way, Jose.
So who's our updated draft?
Travis Hunter's not gonna make it past 3.
I gotta look at the draft order before I
So
say yes or no.
it's number 1 is the Titans, number 2 is the Browns, number 3 is the Giants, number 4 is the Patriots. I don't think Travis Hunter makes it to 4.
I think Tennessee's taking a quarterback. Is there an
Yes.
outside chance that Cleveland takes a quarterback? What do you say?
It's a high chance.
Okay, so say, hmm, say
Here's the thing.
Tennessee goes Shador if he, which I don't think is gonna happen. I don't know if
I think Cam Ward's
yeah, I
more
won't let him
likely to
go
go
there.
1 than Shadur.
Okay, let's go Cam Ward, Cleveland. Even though I don't think this will happen because I don't think Dion would allow it. But say Cleveland goes Shador. So you think Giants go Travis?
Actually, I think what's more likely, and I hate to say this because that means we have to play him twice a year, but I think it's going to go Cam Ward 1, Travis Hunter to Cleveland because the Browns are married to that contract, and then the Giants are going to take Shadur Sanders at 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Patriots, they won't have Travis Hunter to take it 4, so they'll get their pick of the litter of anyone besides Travis Hunter, which
Carolina
I think they'll
effed
go.
themselves over by winning those games at the end of the year. I'm looking at the
No,
draft order now.
actually, I think that was the best thing that could have happened for them because yes, it hurt their draft stock, but that means that they got the right guy in Bryce Young and in Dave Canales. Like
Yeah.
they don't have to fire their coach and they don't have to like spend all offseason. Do we need a quarterback? Is Bryce the guy? Like they know Bryce guaranteed is at least the guy for 1 more year.
Yeah,
So
they're
I
gonna
think
give him another year.
yeah, so I think even though they're not going to have the best draft pick, I think this is good. This is healthy for their organization because
Hmm.
they know Canales is the guy. They know Bryce Young is the guy. So they can focus that pick on literally anywhere but quarterback.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Robert Kraft and his dipshit son Jonathan Kraft are going to be they said they're going to be the only ones doing this coaching search, which sounds to me like Vrabel no matter what. But speaking of guys who are going to be new in the coaching search, this is just fresh right before we started recording. Raiders fire Antonio Pierce. I think this has Tom Brady all over it because I think Mark Davis got rid of Antonio Pierce and is like, "Hey Brady, you're a football genius. Pick my next head coach." I think that's exactly what happened.
How do you feel about Antonio Pierce?
He's definitely like a guy you would want to play for, but I don't know. I mean we only saw him for 1 year, so I
Yeah.
don't know
So
how to feel about him.
I can't say definitively that he's not a good coach. It seems like he's very much a player's coach. I know he's lost some people in the locker room. I'm looking at Devontae Adams,
But he's gone.
but we also don't know. I know I'm talking about beforehand
Oh,
with all the stuff
there's
that's going on, and then him calling him out, and those two like bickering back and forth through the media. Is he getting traded? Is he not? And so I don't know. I don't know how the rest of the locker room feels because they weren't that good. And I'm not going to say that the show, I know you saw it, Receiver, made the locker room look that much better.
it definitely didn't.
So as far as like his coaching abilities, I'm not saying he's not a good guy because he seems like he is a good guy, but doesn't also mean that you're a great coach. So I don't know. Again, it's 1 season, but who knows?
I will say you were talking about the Panthers maybe screwing themselves with the pick, and I don't think they screwed themselves, but I do think the Raiders screwed themselves.
Yeah.
They had a guarantee. All they had to lose, guaranteed, Cam Ward or Shadur Sanders, whichever one of the two didn't go 1, guaranteed. And AP won 2 games, got fired, and now the Raiders are way too far out of getting a young quarterback. And there's not really many people that are going to be available. So I don't necessarily know what they're going to do at quarterback. Are they really going to run it back with Aiden O'Connell again? Again?
He's a dog, man.
They're the 6th pick. They're not going to have any quarterback. I think they're one of the teams that if J.J. McCarthy goes on the market, I think the Raiders are one of the teams that'll be interested.
Ooh. Yeah, I can see it.
Trade that 6th overall pick. Because,
Yeah.
riddle me this. If J.J. McCarthy stayed another year like a lot of people said he should have last year, where do you think he would go in this draft?
He'd be 3.
You're insane.
Who would be over him?
J.J. McCarthy would be the census #1
Oh,
quarterback.
heck no.
Oh, heck, yes.
If he stayed at Michigan?
Yes.
No.
If he came out this year, okay, fine. If he came out this year with the same result as he came out of last
He would
year,
not be number 1.
100% would be #1.
No. Oh, okay,
100%.
so are we counting like with the natty and things of that nature?
Yeah. Like, you take last season, but put it this season. 100%.
I told you I wasn't really a fan, so like that's just me personally. I don't think so, but I can see why you say so. If you're counting it just him winning the natty, if it's just off the eye test, I'm not putting him 1. I'm not putting him over Shador or Cam Ward. That's just me.
I'm putting him over both of them.
That's what I'm saying. I get it, but I'm not a fan.
Because if Cam Ward and J.J. McCarthy swap places, Cam Ward has the season he had this year, but had it with last year's draft class.
Do you
I
think
don't think
that if you put JJ McCarthy in Miami, that he's doing the same thing Cam Ward did?
I don't know if he's as much of a Superman, but he's definitely gonna be more consistent.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think if you put him in Colorado, he's doing the same thing Shador did. So that's me right there.
I don't think. See, I'm hearing so many up and downs about Shador's draft stock. I've heard him go consensus #1 to a lot of scouts not even having him as a first round pick. So I don't know what to think of him. Colorado was a crapshoot. I mean, J.J. McCarthy wouldn't have been in a situation like Colorado, so it's hard to judge that. I can see him being in a Miami situation, but Colorado I felt like was a one of one situation. It's tough to compare.
They're also different type of quarterbacks. I don't see JJ McCarthy, and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see JJ McCarthy elevating an offense.
I do think you're wrong about that.
When has he elevated an offense? That's all I'm asking.
What
Other
the
than
problem?
going behind a stellar run game and a defense.
Well,
I
that's the
don't
problem.
think
He never had to, but when he needed to make a big throw here and there, he made all of them. So
that's enough to go #1.
I mean, it's hard to argue with winning.
Again, I'm not faulting you for it. I don't think he would be 1. I think he'd be 3.
I think if Cam Ward came out last year's class, I think Bo Nix would go ahead of Cam Ward.
I'm not. So if you're saying not Cam Ward from last year, you're saying if Cam Ward had the year that he had this year, and Bo Nix had the year he was drafted, that Bo Nix would go ahead, or are we doing Cam from last year?
No, Cam from this year. I think he would be the 6th quarterback taken.
I don't know.
I'm just saying this might be not as bad as 2022 draft.
I don't
class
think
for
that this is a
quarterbacks.
great quarterback class, to be completely honest with you. I don't, because other than
No,
Shador
that's what I'm
and
trying. That's what I'm trying to say.
other than Shador and Cam, who are we talking about? And even with those two, I'm not saying that they're the greatest prospects of all time.
They're literally only being talked about because there's no one else.
Yeah, so
I think that's the point I'm trying to get to. Like if J.J. McCarthy, who was the 5th quarterback taken last year, I think would have been the first quarterback off the board this year.
and my only thing is I didn't see why JJ was as highly touted as he was. And that's just me. Again, I haven't, it's just not my flavor.
I mean, touche, but that's the point I was trying to make. Is
Yeah,
that
I get that.
This could be, besides the 2022 Kenny Pickett and the
That's the worst class. I don't care what anybody says. That's the worst class of all time, bro.
I'm trying
Oh
to think
my
of
god.
what was the year of EJ Manuel? What was that, like 2015, 2014?
Yeah, 14 or 15.
That draft class, like those are, I think this quarterback class and those 2 draft classes, I think are the worst, like 3 quarterback draft classes in our lifetime.
No, that was 2013.
2013, okay.
Yeah, 2013. That's when Eric Fisher went #1.
Jesus.
Yo.
God, that dude hasn't been in the league in like 5-6 years.
Yeah, and the thing is, he wasn't even like an all-time great. Like he was a good, solid starter.
Yeah, wasn't like Luke Jokel #2?
I don't even know.
I
You
don't know
about
if
to
you had
make
it
me
pulled
pull it
up.
up the 2013 draft. All
I
right,
want
hold
to
up.
say like Luke Jokel was like #2, and they were like, first time ever we've had 2 offensive linemen go 1 and 2.
Check it out.
Because if I remember correctly, that was supposed to be
It
a
was
really
Luke Jokel.
Oh man, what a pull!
And guess who #3 was?
Hang on, I have to refresh my memory. Who is it?
Dion freaking Jordan.
Oh my God, Lane Johnson at 4 was
Yeah,
good,
Lane
though,
Johnson at
least.
4. Tavon Austin at 8. Wow. Jarvis Jones. We took Jarvis Jones in this draft. Ugh.
Besides Lane Johnson, all of these are bust until Sheldon Rankinson at 13.
Y'all picked Matt Elam. I don't remember him.
Besides Lane Johnson, 1 through 13 are bust.
Good response, bro. Good response. Bro.
What?
I was like, y'all picked Matt Elam. I don't remember him. And then you just repeated yourself.
Anyways,
Yo.
Cordero Patterson at 29.
In
It's
all
like,
fairness,
no,
he was
Matt-
not a bad pick at all.
No, Matt Elam was a terrible pick. That was an absolute reach that we did
DeAndre
because
Hopkins.
we felt like we needed a safety.
Bengals
But
took
let's see what
Eifert at
else.
21. Oh, wow.
The Eagles killed this draft. They had Lane Johnson and Zach Ertz. What a draft.
Yeah. Do you remember Desmond Trufant, the corner?
How could you forget?
Atlanta caught him this draft. Eric Reed. Wow.
Manti Te'o,
There's some
Geno
names in this
Smith,
draft.
Bobby Trees, Le'Veon Bell,
Barcavius Mingo. Wow.
Eddie Lacy,
We took L. Bell this draft? Oh, yeah.
Arthur Brown. God, the Ravens stunk this draft up. First pick of the 3rd round, Travis friggin' Kelsey.
We took Vince Williams this draft, too. Funny.
Keenan Allen. You guys took Marcus Wheaton.
Oh, gosh. Don't remind me. I hate. Bro, he couldn't catch a cold.
Oh, we took Brandon Williams in the 3rd round. We
We
hit
took
on
Landry
our 3rd round
Jones.
pick.
Best backup other than Charlie Batch.
Jeez, I'm looking in the 4th round, and there's still names.
Marcus Lattimore. Kyle Juszczyk in the 4th.
Oh, at least we hit on that draft pick.
Yeah.
We only hit on 2 of our picks this draft. That's crazy. Pretty sure Ricky Wagner didn't even make the team.
I don't even remember Shamarko Thomas. The name's familiar.
Capron Lewis Moore. I don't even remember that guy. Jeez.
Matt Barkley. This was a draft, boy.
This
is a draft.
2013 might have been the worst draft. We got to save this for off-season fodder because
Yeah. This would be a nice little topic. What was the worst draft?
the worst draft in recent NFL memory.
Heard it here, people. It's going to be a topic in the offseason.
All right, let's move on. So the Titans are quite the dumpster fire. So they had Mike Vrabel and the previous GM. I forget his name, so bear with me. So previous GM didn't like Mike Vrabel. GM gets fired.
Mm-hmm.
Then the guy who got fired today was hired with Mike Vrabel. Chose that guy. I think his name's John Catherine, something like that. Chose John over Mike Vrabel. Fire Vrabel. Realized that was a mistake, and that this John Catherine guy hired a shitty coach. So fired John Catherine and now have shitty coach, hiring new GM, which means I am almost certain, unless they make the playoffs, Brian Callahan's getting fired next year.
Because what? When was the last time they were relevant? Like 2020? 2021?
Yeah, something like that.
Over the last 2 seasons, they went 9-25.
Ouch!
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so
Well, was this the
Not
guy that
looking too
traded
hot.
A.J. Brown on draft night and then blew it on Traylon Burks?
it probably was because AJ Brown's only been with the Eagles for what, 2 years?
Yeah, that's a fireable offense.
So that might have been one of his first moves.
Because I think that was what put the distance between Vrabel and the GM, was that Vrabel was like, why are you trading my best player?
Yeah, that'll do it.
So, Titans are a dumpster fire. They're going to be a fun Madden rebuild in a couple years. Actually, they might be fun now. I mean, he did make some good signings. He at least tried. He signed Ridley, signed L'Jarius Sneed. He did draft Peter Skoronski, which is a good offensive lineman. So, he tried. I mean, he took Levis in the 2nd round when a lot of people thought he was a first-round talent. So, I mean, this guy did try.
I'm about to say, it's not looking like the Levis pick is working out too much. But I
No.
don't know if I blame that all on Levis. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, no, I don't either. But, I mean, if you think about it at the time, this Will Levis was being mocked as high as the 5th overall pick, and to get him in the middle of the 2nd round was a steal, especially for a QB-needy team.
After we get in a recording, we got to see if any new Levis memes dropped. Those are my favorite thing every week, bro.
Oh, my God.
The new Levis meme. That one where he's in midair is still my favorite. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's definitely the best one. Or the one where he's, like, scorpioned on the ground.
Or the one where he got his hands on his knees. Or no, he got his hands on his head and he's on his knees
Yeah,
after
I
he
was
threw a
going to
pick.
say that one.
Oh,
Oh no was a meme. Oh man, Will Levis. Gonna miss the memes, not gonna miss the guy. Later,
No.
asshole. Moving on. Bengals fire their defensive coordinator. He's been there with them since 2019. I don't know if he was the problem. I just think that he had to take the fall because the defense was so bad, and that's what cost them a
historically bad. They were
playoff.
awful.
Yeah, and that's what cost them the playoffs this year. which is crazy because they had the guy who was first place in sacks. I
Hmm.
really think it was just their secondary because they were getting after the quarterback and they
They
couldn't
win
stop
two
the
more
run.
games. Trey Hendrickson's defensive player of the year, in my opinion.
And Joe Burrow's MVP and
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is offensive player of the year. And next thing you know, the Bengals got a triple crown of
Yep.
players.
Quick
All I,
question. It's just a quick side tangent. Don't mean to cut you off. My bad.
you're good.
Um, Seeing that Cleveland is absolutely awful and Bengals aren't making the postseason, who's your depoy?
I wish Watt's stats were better, but
Yeah.
I understand he's getting triple teamed every play. I've
Yeah.
watched every Steelers game this year.
To be completely honest, even with his stats being down, he's still like third or fourth in the league in sacks,
Yeah,
which
he's
still
having a
might
down
be.
year by his standards, but like
Yeah.
his numbers this year would be any other player's career year, but he's
Yeah.
having a
Which is
down.
why I'm like, would he still get defensive player of the year? Because we're still technically relevant.
It could be Kirby Joseph, the Lions safety who leads the league in in
That's what I
interceptions.
was thinking. I would think that he deserves it only because TJ has like what 12 sacks on the year.
Yeah, because you can't give it to Kyle Hamilton because even though he was what saved our defense this year, he doesn't have the stats. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Let me look up his
TJ, if
stats.
his sacks were up just a little bit more, I'd say he has the stats because he's had a bunch of forced fumbles.
Hang
I
on, I'm
don't
pulling
know.
up Kyle Hamilton's stats. This will answer it here real quick. Okay, that's not what I. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, so he's got 17 games started. He only has one interception. He's got two forced fumbles. He's got 9 pass defenses. He's got a
Hmm.
fumble recovery,
Hmm.
and he's got 2 sacks. But he has 107 tackles.
See, that's a great stats.
And
TJ
last
is
year,
11 and a half with 6 or 7 forced fumbles.
yeah, last year Kyle Hamilton had 4 picks. He had 13 pass defenses, 1 forced fumble, no recoveries, 3 sacks, and 81 tackles, and he was named an AP All-Pro first team.
Hmm.
So he could get it, actually, now that I think about it. I do think Kirby Joseph's more deserving, but if they say Kyle Hamilton, I wouldn't be shocked.
I'm
I kind of
looking
hope
at the
they.
favorite. Sorry, keep going. I'll tell you
I
afterwards.
was gonna say I kind of hope they don't give it to him because then his price tag's only gonna go up.
Who do you think the top five is? Tell you what, you probably only get
Top
two
five
of them.
what?
Three. You might get three of them. Depoy odds.
Top five what?
Depoy
Depoy
odds.
odds?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to
You
be
get.
Trent
You might
Jordan
get three.
Watt is one of
Okay.
them.
He's two.
Miles Garrett is always in there just because
No.
he's Miles Garrett. Really?
Nope.
I thought his name alone would get him in there.
Mainly,
Trey
this is
Hendrickson's
DraftKings
definitely in
though, so
there.
I don't know. This is on DraftKings, but Depoy odds.
Trey Hendrickson's in there.
Yeah, he's three.
Kirby Joseph's in there.
He's five. You're missing two.
He's 5?
Yeah, you're missing two. I'm telling you, you're not gonna get him. But I'll give you two more guesses.
Is Kyle Hamilton one?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get him? Give me a hint. Give me a conference.
AFC West for one. NFC, I think that's South for the other.
Oh, I'm such an idiot. Pat Surtain.
Yes. And then who is the NFC?
NFC South?
I
you
think that's South. I could be wrong. I'm
Is
pretty
it-
sure that's South though.
There's no one that's balling out in the NFC
Who's
South
South?
like that, I feel like. Well, there could
Is that
be.
Vikings?
If it is, the South is the Falcons, the Bucks, the Saints, and the Panthers. No, that's the North. Bro said the Vikings in the NFC South, bro. The Minnesota's in the North. You trying to talk about NFC South? Let's go.
My bad. I got it mixed up. But hold on. Give me your last guess.
You said the Vikings?
Yes.
Because Vikings have three people that are balling.
Mhm.
We'll go with Andrew Van Ginkel.
Yeah, correct. It is Van Ginkel.
Van Ginky,
So just to
fresh signing
recap.
from the Dolphins.
Yep. Just to recap, Pat Surtain's 1, TJ's 2, Trey Hendrickson 3, Van Ginkel 4, and Kirby Joseph 5.
I really hope a DB gets it. I feel like it normally goes to an edge rusher.
Yeah. I think this will be if TJ stats were better, it would be him, but I think it'll be Pat Surtain or Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph. Dang, I can't talk. Those would be my two.
All right, moving on. And this guy, I don't think this guy. Well, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm a little puzzled by his firing. I guess I'll say the Seahawks fired their offensive coordinator Grubbs. I don't know how I feel about this because Gino had a career year stats wise, and JSN finally took the next step, and Charbonnet proved that he's a legit NFL running back.
Yeah.
And they did win 10 games, so and it's also his first year, so like he's just installing the offense.
I also don't think it was him. Did you see Gino this year?
Yeah, Gino is finally regressing to the mean.
Yeah. Like, we knew it wasn't going to last too long, but boy, the way
I've
it.
heard the Seahawks as a team that's in on JJ McCarthy if he's available.
I can see it.
That'd be sick.
It's so weird to see how this year played out for the Vikings, bro.
Nobody, and I don't even think the Vikings themselves thought they were going to be
No.
this good
They
this
thought they were
year.
going to be dead in the water. If they did end up making the playoffs, I think everybody had them at like 9-8 or 10-7 and sneaking in.
Yeah, like I think everyone predicted Sam Darnold being benched by like week 7 or 8, which
Yeah.
myself included.
And them still being decent enough to win maybe like 7 games. That was my prediction.
Yeah, that good for them. I mean, we're gonna spend all offseason talking about what they should or shouldn't do with Sam Darnold, so I won't. I'll spare the people that now. But Seahawks OC out. I don't know if that was the right idea, but depending on who they get, it might be a good move.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not always quick to judge people getting fired until after I see the replacement.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, there's no point in firing someone unless you're getting an upgrade at the position. Like, for example, like I've always said about the Ravens and John Harbaugh. If we fire John Harbaugh, like, yeah, that'd be good to get a new voice in the locker room. But if we bring in a shittier coach, did we really do the team any favors?
Nope.
Same thing with Tomlin. Like, you're saying, like, Tomlin could be gone. And that's very true. But if you replace him with, like a Frank Reich, I know he wouldn't get that job, but I think you're getting what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, is Frank Reich really an upgrade over Tomlin just because he's a new voice? I don't think so.
It's just like, because me and you, as far as like the Steelers and Ravens, I feel like are in the same boat. No, don't get me wrong. You guys are a better team than us. But I mean, we'll see what
No,
you guys
we're in
do.
the same boat.
I was about to say, we'll see what you guys do this year. But as far as like how it's been recently, it feel like it's been like good enough not to be trash, but not great enough to win anything significant.
Bro, the only reason that we're way better than you guys is because we have Superman wearing number 8
Yeah.
and starting quarterback. If we didn't have Lamar, if we had Russell Wilson, dude, we'd be in the same boat you are.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if the Seahawks can get an upgraded offensive coordinator, then, hey, good for them. Then they made the right move. But if they bring in a guy and JSN regresses and Geno Smith looks like crop and Charbonnet doesn't get used, then this was a mistake.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We can bring him in if we want, as long as we got a quarterback.
Now, he actually runs passing concepts, so
That's
I doubt
what
you
I'm
guys
saying.
will bring him in.
Oh my gosh, please. Tomlin was like, yeah, we're going to get somebody. I'm going on a tangent. I got to stop myself. But all I'm going to say is Tomlin, before we went on this offensive coordinator search, we're going to find somebody to bring in fresh ideas, new ideas, goes and gets Matt Canada 2.0. Just Matt Canada upgraded.
We're not going to apologize for winning.
It's Canada Matt. They went and got Canada Matt.
They got Matt Mexico.
Like, bro, it's like same car, new paint job, dog. Like,
I
don't
genuinely
understand.
thought, and I'll die on this mountain, I genuinely thought Najee was going to have a Derrick Henry-esque season this year because of what Arthur Smith did with Derrick Henry and how Najee's built and plays. Thought for sure he was going to break out like that.
Line injuries and offensive play calling being the worst. First, they had Najee running tosses.
All season.
Tosses.
He's not a halfback wham. It's not that hard.
I'm about to say, out of any Ravens games, out of any Ravens fan I know, you've probably seen our games the most, so you know what we sat through and watched this season. Oh my gosh, bro, beating your head into the wall and just hoping everything changes. It's bad, man.
12 single back ace, halfback wham right, ready, break. That's all you need to call, and you're good.
I can't do it. I can't. I just stopped. I cut off the Bengals game. I was over it. I'm just done with the season. I'm going to watch the game Saturday and torture myself, but then I won't have to watch them for 100 plus days, so I'll be happy.
Yeah, Miss Hizzy's about had enough of Artie Smith as well.
And he won't be gone. You know they're going to give him another year.
You have to.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if he was gone.
Yeah. Just as long as Matt Canada, he's better than Matt Canada. That's why I know he's going to stay longer than a year.
Speaking of a guy who can't stay longer than a year, the next person who got fired was Browns offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey, who had 1 year in Buffalo and now 1 year in Cleveland, out on both.
This one I can see. I don't think he's that good of an offensive coordinator. I think they're talented, though.
Yeah, because remember last year Buffalo was dead in the water, and then they fire Ken Dorsey for Joe Brady, and the offense, Josh Allen just looks invigorated again. And then same thing with the offense this year. Like, you had Jameis slinging the pill, but DTR was terrible. And Watson was god-awful, too.
Yeah. I know their new OC pisses pisses off James Cook users in fantasy because they give Josh Allen that ball on the goal line regardless. Let me
Yeah,
tell
you're
you
the
something.
asshole who drafted James Cook and then never played fantasy.
Yeah, we already know what happened this year, man. I'm chalking it up.
All right, moving on. And this one was I think this might be the most well-deserved firing of the entire podcast. The Colts fire defensive coordinator Gus Bradley. All of the things I have heard about this guy have been bad. I have not heard one good thing football-wise about Gus Bradley. I've heard he's a great dude, nice guy. So I'm not gonna insult him as a person because it's not warranted. But as a football coach, I've heard nothing good. I've heard it's vanilla. I've heard it's so bad that the players have been begging him for more complex plays, and he's just like, no.
Worse than Terrell Austin? I can't believe it.
I can't believe Terrell Austin's keeping his job.
Bro, it's only because of the talent that he has on the squad.
Miss Hizzy's about had enough of him too.
Bro, he's so bad. You got top 5 talented defense in the NFL, and you can't do anything with it. It's so frustrating. So frustrating.
Yeah. You guys should have never let Brian Flores walk.
Bro, it's so frustrating, my guy. I can't stand it. And look what
Brian
Flores is doing with the Vikings right now.
Well, Brian Flores actually knows how to blitz.
Yes. And the thing is, we don't even have to blitz. We don't have to. We don't have to blitz. So imagine that.
Your team is so good up front.
Imagine that. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hot. Let's move on.
All right. Hopefully the Colts get a better DC because if they stink it up again next year, GM, HC, and everyone, they're cleaning the entire house out. But we talked about Pat McAfee's nuke last episode for those who checked it out, and the Colts kept everybody. Pat McAfee drops a nuke. The entire internet agrees with him. And the Colts are like, yep, we're going to run it back with Ballard and Steichen. Yep. So,
they give Chris Ballard what's coming to him.
Chris Ballard, the GM, right, has been the GM for 10 years. 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many division titles does Chris Ballard has as a general manager?
I'm thinking, so it's 2025?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 2.
Now, the Houston Texans, I believe, have at least 2. The Jacksonville Jaguars have at least 2. The Tennessee Titans have at least 2. Chris Ballard has 0.
Not even that 1 year with Andrew Luck?
Not even that 1 year with Andrew Luck. I'm pretty sure that was the Deshaun Watson breakout year.
Oh my gosh. You know what I'm talking about? That was 2018, right? 2018.
Yeah, that sounds right.
2018, 2019. Yeah, for sure.
Pretty sure that was Deshaun Watson's breakout year. But yeah, the Colts are the only team to have not won the AFC South because you know how they're a revolving door.
Mm-hmm.
All other 3 teams have won it at least twice in Chris Ballard's tenure.
That's crazy.
And they had Andrew Luck. I know he got screwed with Andrew Luck retiring after getting injured and everything, and I'll give him a pass for that.
But they had some decent seasons with Andrew, though. That still shocks me.
The Andrew ones don't get any passes, but the Phil Rivers and Matt Ryan and Joey Flack and Carson Wentz, like all those, I'll give him a pass, even though giving up a 1 for Carson
I don't know,
Wentz
because they were still kind of competitive, even with Phil.
Yeah, Phil Rivers, they were still competitive, but giving up a 1 for Carson Wentz, I felt like was a fireable offense. But
yeah, that was crazy.
I could have told you at the time that wasn't going to work out. But yeah, so Chris Ballard has been deserved to be fired, and he has not been yet because they have yet to win a division crown. And Shane Steichen is now being referred to as Shane Stinkin'. So it sounds to me like he has lost the fan base.
Yep.
Which is so crazy because when Steichen was last an offensive coordinator, that was the year the Eagles went to the Super Bowl and they had that elite offense.
Yep.
And I think Steichen's one of those guys who is an elite coordinator but a shitty head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Like Steichen gets fired tomorrow and I think he would be hired as an OC somewhere, but I don't think he'd be another head coach.
Yeah.
I hear his culture is horrendous.
Yeah, well, we're seeing it firsthand.
Yeah.
And again, now, I'd probably say the same if he was on my squad. I don't wish for anybody's jobs to be gone.
No,
but at the same time, if you're not doing a good job, then you got to be out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. And the last thing on the NFL in terms of personnel, and I just wanted your opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
Giants keep GM Joe Shane and Brian Daboll. I thought for sure at least one of them was getting the boot.
I think Daboll still needs another year because they're only like 2 years removed from a playoff berth.
If I was the owner, I would have fired Shane and kept Daboll.
Yeah, Daboll, I still think needs 1 more year. Now that Daniel Jones is gone, there's no excuse. You see what you have. Go coach, get a quarterback, whatever you got to do in this offseason, no excuses. You can't blame everything on Daniel Jones like y'all used to, even though I'm not going to say that Daniel Jones wasn't part of the problem, but he was not the
Only
culprit that
problem.
everybody made him out to be. So I feel bad for Danny Dimes in that sense. But now that he's gone, there's no excuse. You got one more year.
Honestly, I think Dayball, like, he deserves a shot with an actual quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. One more year. If he say they win, I think he keeps his job if they win 8 games.
See, oh well, yeah, eight games would be awesome. I mean, that
Yeah.
would every Giants fan would be so happy about that. I think Dayball, if he gets like a Shadur or a Cam Ward or a Kirk Cousins or someone that's a good quarterback, I think he gets one more year. But I think until he gets a proven quarterback, I don't think he deserves to be fired. Like if they run it back next year with Drew Lock and Tommy DeVito, then Dayball shouldn't deserve to be fired if
Yeah,
they
Tommy
suck again.
DeVito's agent wears turtlenecks and fedoras.
Hey, don't talk about him like that. I forget his name, but he is a very, very authentic Italian.
I'm about to say, would it be kind of crazy for me to assume it's something like Antonio, something?
No, it's Sean Stiletto. It just came to me.
No,
Sean
that's
Stiletto.
very Italian. Jeez,
Oh
bro.
yeah. I shit you not. He is in the Italian American Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I bet he is.
I'm actually being so
That's what I'm
serious
saying. I
now.
bet he is. I'm not surprised. Jeez,
So
he's
I, I
offensively
think
Italian.
I yeah. I think Dayball doesn't deserve any sort of firing until they actually give him a quarterback to coach.
Sorry to any of our Italian listeners. That was just a joke.
Paisans, you offended Paisans everywhere. But all right, that is our NFL personnel Black Monday recap. We will be moving on to college football because there is only 3 games left in college football season
Yep.
already. This sucks.
Yeah, man. We got number
This sucks
7
a
Notre
lot.
Dame versus number 6 Penn State, and we got number 8 Ohio State versus number 5 Texas. So before we get into our natty predictions, let's start with the Notre Dame and Penn State game. How do you see this going?
This might be bold, but I think Penn State's going to kill them.
I agree.
Really?
Yeah, I
I
don't
felt
think
like
that's
that
a
was an
bold take.
unpopular take considering Notre Dame's favored.
No, I don't think so. Because Notre Dame is like,
It's not even that for me.
I just think Penn State is just on it this year.
That's not even why I think the way I think.
Why do you think so?
Because watching Notre Dame games, they are one of the best teams in the country at running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But Penn State is the number one run.
I was about to say,
defense.
so is Penn State.
So I think if Penn State shuts down Notre Dame's run, I don't think Notre Dame can beat them through the air. So if Drew Aller can put up 21 points with Penn State stopping the run, I think this could be a runaway.
I will say I still don't think Katron Allen, even though I think he's a good back, should be getting carries over Nick Singleton. But I can't deny
Never.
that he's been killing in this postseason. I just feel like I don't
We are
know
a
if
pro Nick Singleton podcast.
dog. I don't know if he's just like in the doghouse, but if it's just I don't know if it's just me, bro. I feel like every time Nick Singleton touches the ball, it's always a big play. So like I don't understand why he doesn't get more carries. Again, I know Katron's like your he's not an every down back, but he's your bruiser. He's your I want to establish the run and be physical type of back. I get that, but once again, he shouldn't be having more carries over Nick. That's just me. So again, he's still a serviceable back. He's a good back. He's still gonna get you 100.
I'm calling my shot now. If Penn State wins the Natty, Drew Aller changes his mind and declares for the draft.
I don't disagree. Oh my goodness! Quick tangent. Do you see who declared?
Who?
DJ Uyunglele.
Oh shit! If that's the case, I should declare for the draft too.
DJ Uyunglele has officially declared.
Okay, but I mean that means I should declare for the draft.
Bro, I honestly forgot that he existed until I stumbled across his IG and saw his declaration post.
Bro, if he gets drafted, then this is official.
Oh no, he's gonna get drafted.
Really?
It's just gonna be like 7th round.
Oh my god.
You think somebody's gonna take a chance on the talent?
No, there is no talent.
Come on, man. He's 6'6", 250, big arm.
I'm 6'3", 200. Does that mean I get drafted? I'd
Yo.
rather have Carson Beck.
I
You know
would
how-
too.
you
You know how I feel.
Carson.
You know how we both feel about Carson Beck.
And I'd rather have him.
I'd rather have white chocolate too.
Oh my god, bro! Did you see the pictures of him get leaked online?
No, it's probably
It's
crazy.
like it's just your typical college like horny Snapchat.
Oh god, no! I did see those. Yeah, yo,
Did
I
you
think
see
we
the
talked
ones
about
about-
it recently.
Did you see the ones about Quinn Ewers too?
No, Quinn got some out there too. Oh gosh, yo.
Yeah, it's his are horny DMs.
Let me ask you, worse than Zion Williamson?
No, no, no,
Okay.
no, no,
I was
no,
about,
no,
I didn't think anything could be worse than
no,
that.
no, no, no.
You're so
It's so
beautiful.
funny. It's
I
so funny
almost
because
hung up.
Quinn's are so polite.
So was Zion. See? When Zion was on FaceTime with that girl, I almost hung up. You're so beautiful.
No, no, it's not as corny as that. Quinn's is very straightforward.
Was it like a DTF sort of thing? Like, where you at?
Bro, I'll have to tell you when we get off because
Okay.
I
Yo,
can't repeat it on the air.
that's funny, bro.
But it's crazy. It was crazy,
Oh,
and they
man.
both got leaked at like relatively the same time.
Jeez, bro. Jeez.
But anyways, as I was saying, I think Drew Aller, if he does declare, will be a first round pick. I thought he was gonna be a first round pick anyways.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is take it off. I just pulled it up. Yo, Quinn is on demon time.
You read him?
Yo, I'm reading them right now, bro. It's like 10 in a row. Gosh, bro. Yo, no, it's no, man. Yo said take it off. He's aggressive with it, ain't he? Dang.
Just one,
Yo.
please.
Yo, that man is thirsty.
Oh my god.
My
But
dog.
anyways.
You're the starting quarterback for Texas. Has some decorum.
Speaking of Quinn, if Texas wins it all, is he a first round pick? I think Quinn Ewers has played himself out of being a top 10 pick.
I told you beforehand. I was not a fan.
I thought he was a top 10 pick, but I think he played himself out of it.
Nah.
I
So
only thought he was a top 10 pick because of the weak class.
Okay.
I didn't think he was actually a top pick.
question.
Hmm.
Question to your question. In this playoff, and they win the Natty, is he playing great, or is it just enough manager role? Like, is he a catalyst to why they win, or is he just doing what he needs to do, and I don't know, defense or whatever just takes care of the rest?
I'm going to say 250, 3 tuds, 1 pick.
And this is Natty.
This is Natty. Because you know he's going to throw a pick.
Play himself into the first puncher's chance.
So, like, someone trades up, kind of like with Lamar, like they trade in late to get him.
Puncher's chance.
See,
and it was different from Lamar just because Lamar was just that talented. Quinn has some arm talent. I can't deny that. But
I wouldn't be shocked if Quinn goes back one more year and get that $6 million NIL deal.
yeah, I'd rather do that because if you get drafted outside the first, boy, your rookie contract's gonna be dookie. I don't know, man.
I still think Aller would be a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I've been calling my shot. Milrose going to the Steelers, wherever they end up.
Oh gosh.
I'm telling you. I told Miss Hizzy one of two situations gonna happen, and I'm almost certain at least one of them.
If we don't re-sign Justin Fields, I'm with you.
So both situations, Justin Fields walks.
Both situations, Justin Fields walks.
I'm gonna give you a forewarning. Both situations he
Oh
walks.
gosh, bro, you're hurting me. Okay.
No, because teams are so desperate for starters because it's a weak quarterback class.
Oh no, Justin Fields is going to get his money in the offseason, even if it's not from us.
That's what I'm saying.
And honestly,
So
he's not going to get
walking.
that much from us that he would get from others, so he's going to get paid.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna walk. So he's walking in both. Situation one, the one I think is more probable, is re-sign Russell Wilson to another this one will probably be like a $10 million deal for 1 year.
Gosh, please no.
Draft Jalen Milroe in the first round. Russ plays till they feel like Milroe is ready, whether that's the whole
week 3.
year.
Yeah.
This one,
man, if I get Russ from the end of this year to start for the next 3 games, it better be Jalen Milroe in there. I don't care.
nah, Russ starts hot and then falls off a cliff.
Freaking gosh.
So like week 6.
Yeah, true. He'll have like 15 touchdowns in the first 3 weeks and completely.
But here's the
falls
thing
off
about Milroe. Everyone's saying all the same things they said about Lamar coming out, and look at how he turned out.
Mhm.
Like, Milroe is a natural athlete with an extremely good deep ball. He just needs to be more consistent, like, in the intermediate passing game, which is the easiest thing to fix.
Yeah, but Lamar is still Lamar. You know what I mean? As
But he
far as
wasn't-
Jaden Milroe is concerned.
But he wasn't when he got drafted.
Yeah, but he's working at it. You know what I mean? He's worked at it. He's worked on getting better. They're 2 different people. Who knows if Jaden Milroe is going to put in the work that he needs to?
Milroe's got a work ethic. If Nick Saban says Milroe's got a work ethic, then I believe him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I really do think, And plus, it's his first year in a new offense, so like him taking a step back makes sense. But last year he looked really good.
I wouldn't be opposed to it, bro. To be completely honest with you, I'm so tired of just waiting and waiting until we finally find our guy.
Oh yeah,
It's
I'm just
like,
telling you, Milroe's gonna test off the charts at the combine, and he's gonna be a first round
oh
pick.
yeah, you think he'll run the 40?
Yep.
I think because it's more acceptable. Because Lamar was revolutionary for the position. Like, I know people want to compare him to Vic, but they're two different quarterbacks. They're two different playing styles.
Lamar proved you can win with a running
And
quarterback.
Lamar's better than Vic is all time.
Yeah, I've been saying Lamar's one ring away from being a guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer.
To be completely honest, numbers wise, he's almost there.
No, I'm saying the ring is the only like argument you have against it. Once he has a ring, there's no argument.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the second option is?
Yeah.
Now, Miss Hizzy was not thrilled about this, but
I don't think I will be either, but go ahead.
if the rumors are true, hear out the full proposal, okay?
Okay.
And you are gonna laugh your ass off, but hear me out. You sign Aaron Rodgers to a 1-year deal
Gosh.
and draft Jackson Dart in the 3rd round, and he sits behind Aaron Rodgers for 1 year. Bro went dead silent.
Well, it's been a good show, everyone. We appreciate you coming on. You got anything to say it with your chest. 5 stars is preferable. Thank you so much. Let's get it out of here. Let's wrap it up.
Bro
I'm not playing this game with you.
bro went dead silent.
Yo, that kind of hurt me. I'm not gonna lie. Everything you just said just now hurt my soul. Oh
No,
man.
because I heard Steelers are on Rodgers' short list.
No, I don't want to be on any list that Rodgers has.
You don't want Mike Tomlin doing ayahuasca with him?
No, Mike's eyes are already big enough. He does the ayahuasca, they're gonna pop out of his head.
Oh no.
Oh gosh, no, I'm good, bro.
But no, where I'm going with this thought process is whatever they sign, they're going to draft a quarterback who's similar in play style and have them sit for a year to learn behind
I think
him.
they're going to do the stupid Mason Rudolph approach and try to find somebody in the 3rd round.
So you think the Jackson Dart method, okay.
Yes, sadly.
It doesn't have to be Dart. I just couldn't think of another quarterback
I
that
don't know who else it would be
perfectly
if it's
plays
not
like
Jackson
Rodgers.
Dart.
Yeah. Drew Aller, if he declares.
I don't think he's declaring.
What do you think about Drew Aller and Aaron Rodgers?
I'm not gonna lie. If they win the Natty, there's no reason for Drew to stay at Penn State.
I agree.
Because they're not going to be as good as they are next year.
Okay, scratch what I said about Milroe in the 1st round. What do you think about Aaron Rodgers and Drew Aller in the 1st round?
Drew in the 1st?
He's going in the 1st.
That's better than Kenny Pickett, man.
No,
Oh,
that's a low bar.
I know it's a low bar, man. I'm so over it, man.
I think Jackson Dart's gonna be better than what people think, and I'm not even saying that as a homer.
Yeah. I just hope he doesn't have the old Matt Corral treatment.
Yo.
Matt got done so dirty and ended up going to the freaking
Karma got
CFL.
his ass.
Oh man.
No, I think Jackson Dart's gonna have who?
Matt didn't even make a roster after he got drafted.
Because he was ass.
Yeah,
And
dog.
he was a terrible person.
Sheesh.
Whose career arc is Jackson Dart gonna have? Who am I trying to relate him to? Stafford was too good.
You could go Kirk Cousins.
I was thinking about that, but I wasn't sure if that was what I wanted to lock in.
Yeah, that's fine. Because if he said, well, I wouldn't say the whole 2 quarterbacks in the same draft getting drafted to the same team.
No.
like
More of
RG3,
like
but-
he sits for 3 or 4 years and then gets a chance to start somewhere as like a prove it, and then he like becomes an average quarterback.
Yeah.
I can see that
Yeah.
because he can sling it.
If there was a Hall of Very Good, boy, Kirk Cousins would be first ballot.
Kirk would be the GOAT.
The Brady of the Hall of Very Good. Then the Drew Brees would be like Matt Ryan or Phillip Rivers.
Oh my god. I'd tell you who is first ballot though.
I know you're gonna say it. Go ahead.
Kirk Cousins' agent.
That's not where I thought you were going with it.
Where?
I thought you were gonna go with the Russ.
No, he ain't no first ballot. Get the hell out of here.
Bruh. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
We're
doing
not
this.
getting into this.
We're not
This is
doing this.
off-season talk.
Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving.
All right.
We talked about this for too many episodes.
All right, I got Penn State over Notre Dame, and then I got Ohio State over Texas. I think both
agree.
games are blowouts.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah.
I think Notre Dame keeps it closer than Texas.
I think Texas keeps it closer than Notre Dame.
No chance.
That's just me. Well,
Quinn,
Notre Dame's
Quinn's gonna look
well
like New
coached.
York Jets Sam Darnold.
Notre
against
Dame's
that
very well
defense.
coached. I think You're right.
I think Quinn Ewers is going to look like New York Jets Sam Darnold against that Ohio State
Hmm.
defense.
It's neutral for both games,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah. Texas is actually a home game for Texas because it's played in Dallas
Okay.
at Jerry World, and then the other game's in Miami. And then I have Ohio State beating Penn State because James Franklin can't beat Ryan Day to save his life.
I got Penn State beating Ohio State.
That would be sick. I wish that would be the case. I will say, if Texas beats Ohio State, I think Penn State beats Texas. But if Ohio State makes it, I think they beat Penn State.
Penn
And
State's
I think,
defense is
and I
real.
think both teams beat Notre Dame if Notre Dame somehow
I told you,
wins.
Penn State's defense is fast, man.
Abdul Carter is a dog.
Yeah, man. Is he gonna play? I thought I heard James Franklin say something about he might.
He's gonna try to play.
Then yeah.
All right. So we got that done. Let's move on to the NFL playoffs. Where do you want to start first with that?
Uh we can start with the big one since it's gonna be Saturday. No. Let's do the game before that, and then we'll do the big one.
Oh, the Texans and Chargers?
Yeah.
Give me the Chargers. That's
Give me
easy.
the Chargers as well. Texans are really, really falling off a cliff. Chargers aren't the greatest team, but they're still a threat, and they're better than the Texans. I think
And they're
that's
better coached, I feel
yeah.
like.
I think that's
Not
simple enough.
trying to shit on D'Amico, but I just feel like Jim Harbaugh is that good of a coach.
Yeah. I also
I
think
want
that
that on the record.
sophomore slump is real. I think he'll go. CJ's a good kid. He'll go hit the hit the chalkboard in the off season.
No more
He'll learn what he
podcasts
needs
and
to learn.
sumo wrestling.
Yep. This was definitely just a learning experience for him. Not saying he played terrible this year, but by his standards, was not a
And
good
his
year.
offensive line was
Yeah, they were bad last year. It was just the fact that he masked it with his good play.
Yeah. This year he
But
couldn't figure
when
that
your
out.
receivers are injured and they can't get separation, you're cooked. Your line is garbage, and you're going to get sacked a lot, and that's what happened.
All right. Do you want to get into the next game that's that day, or do you want
Yeah,
to
let
move
me
on?
go first.
Okay, go ahead.
So I know we're both picking the Ravens here. First off, secondly, I'm be real. I think it's going to be another blowout, and I'm only
Really?
saying this because Tomlin has a knack for not having his team prepared in playoffs for the past couple of years. I'm just thinking back to, I mean, we like first round exit for the past 4 or 5 years, and each year the games have not been close. It's not been a close playoff game
Because you've
at
been
all.
the 7 seed.
Yeah, it's not been a close playoff game at all. And honestly, we're playing like the seventh seed. To be completely honest, bro, and I think you agree, as far as how we're playing, we're the worst team in the AFC playoffs.
It's either you or the Texans.
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. So, and the Texans have a quarterback, which is the only reason I'm putting them above us, even though their quarterback is having a down year.
I will say, if the Steelers played the Texans, I think the Steelers would win that
Oh,
game.
no, I think so too. That's only because of our defense, though.
All you had to do was beat the Bengals.
Yeah.
Blew
Yeah.
it.
Again, we had chances. Our defense played really, really well. I give our defense credit. They fixed it. They worked on the communication in the past couple of weeks, like they've been saying. Have you seen Minka? What Minka was saying about why they were kind of bad in the past couple of weeks?
No.
It was just far as like a communication thing. It felt like earlier in the season that teams were just scared to play them a certain way because of the talent that they had. And then once you face the good teams, they're not afraid to, scheme. They're not afraid to try certain things. And so by the time that the tough part of our schedule got rolled around, teams knew how to target us because, we got all these new free agents in the offseason. Communication was awful. So that's why we had so many blown coverages in the secondary. And so Minka, TJ, and them were saying over the past couple of weeks they were working on just like communication, getting their calls right. That's why they had so many blown assignments, and I think it really showed in that Bengals game because other than Jamar rubbing his nutsack on Corey Trice, but we all know Corey Trice is not a starting corner. Other than him doing what he wants with Corey Trice, they were getting bottled that game, and then when T went down, they were even more bottled. So again, we know what T does for their offense. Opens the offense up completely. And this is why, bro, I always say I think T can be a one on another team. Because hear me out. Hear me out. I feel like when Jamar is out and it's just T balls and they're still competitive. I feel like when T's out, and I'm not saying that T's the better receiver than Jamar. I feel like when T's out, it's harder for Jamar to get going. I think this game was a little bit of an outlier only because of Corey Trice manning up on Jamar.
Man, I feel like T. Higgins, like, they need to keep him, but they're not going to.
They're not going to. Joe's already voiced his opinion publicly a couple of times. So do what you will, Bengals. I hope you guys don't keep him because I hate you guys and I want you guys to suck for the rest of my life. So
Yeah, I've been praying that Joe Burrow demands a trade.
Dog, he's so good. He needs to go somewhere else.
I can't wait for him to leave so I can finally root for him.
Yeah. Oh, until he comes to Pittsburgh.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I beg your pardon.
All right, but that's enough of my take. We're gonna get blown out. It's either we're gonna get blown out or it's gonna be a close game. Either way, I got you guys. But you, yeah,
I
go
think the
ahead.
Ravens pull it out in a close one because the
Okay.
Ravens and Steelers always play each other tough.
Yeah.
That you got to remember that last game was close until Russell Wilson fumbled.
Yeah, which is also why I'm on. The reason, okay, the reason we've been getting blown out isn't because, no, don't get me wrong, the teams we played are better teams. I'm not going to say that they aren't. But at the same time, we've been competitive in those games. It's just turnovers, mainly from Russell Wilson,
And you're
or
not
just,
getting turnovers.
yeah, the most inconvenienced plays I've ever seen in my life have just happened to us over the past couple of weeks. And it seems like at the worst time, like the Najee fumbles, the Jalen Warren fumbles, Calvin Austin fumbling last game. It, it's
Which
just
is
been
crazy
rough,
because
man.
Najee, I think that's his only fumble on the year.
Bro, it's been rough, man. Rough, like really rough, and it's just happening at the worst times. It seems like, and I think you can attest to this too, especially if you've seen you. I know you've seen a bit of our last couple of games. It seems like when the tide's about to turn
They
is
give it
when the
right back.
stupid stuff happens. Like against y'all, Minka got an interception. I'm like, okay, cool. We're down
Pick
by like three.
six.
Dog, I'm like, yeah, we're good. We're gonna go
I
down
thought
this
we were
field.
gonna
We're gonna
lose that
score.
game after that pick.
Bro, I'm like, yo, we got a shot. No, pick six that very next play. I'm like, dog, you gotta be serious. Like, it's just been stuff like that, like the past couple of weeks. And I don't know if that's fixable at this juncture. Like, if they can get that fixed up, sure, we'll lose in a tight one. But I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It just depends on what Steelers team you're gonna get. I'm over it.
Are you guys bringing Naj back?
No, I don't think so. And I love Naj, and I would
Ugh.
want him back. I don't think so. That's gonna kill Hizzy, bro.
Bro, I was about to say, please tell me y'all are bringing him back,
That's gonna
man.
kill Hizzy, bro.
Oh
Oh.
man, she's gonna be devastated.
Yeah, I don't think, man. And
Why
honestly, I don't
not?
even think it's going to be on our part. I
You
think
think?
Najee's going to feel slighted, which he has the right to, because he's never really had a fair shake in Pittsburgh, and he's always been criticized. I want him to go somewhere where he's going to be utilized, and where he's going to have a good line. People like to dump on Najee, but do you remember what he was coming out of Bama?
Oh yeah.
He was a do-it-all back. It wasn't just 3 yards in a cloud of dust. No, you could line him out wide. You could dump it off to him anywhere on the field. You could put him down, put him there on any he was amazing. And he was that his rookie year as well. And then I guess his usage changed and I don't know, man. Again, I know as far as like his athleticism, he's an athletic dude. I know he's not the fastest dude. So I'm not gonna say you can line him up wide like you could Le'Veon Bell every play, but you can do more with Najee than what we're doing with him. And so I hope that he goes somewhere and that they use him like he's supposed to be used and that they pay him like he's supposed to be paid. Because I think at worst, like right now, I'd probably put him top 15 at like 15.
What,
But
Najee?
yeah, but if he was like, say he was on like the Niners or somewhere like that, dude, he'd be killing.
Man, selfishly, I hope Najee leaves because I want to root for him. But at the same time, for the sake of my household, I hope he stays.
No, no, Pittsburgh's a dumpster fire. Oh, it's not a dumpster fire, but it's like
It's a dumpster without the fire.
it's like, this is about to sound really messed up. It's like, bro, just stop me. Let's keep going.
I kind of want to know now.
I was gonna be. It's like those cans that you see like homeless people put their hands in front of when they're warming up.
Oh,
It's just like a bonfire. But it's like
a little bonfire.
a little bonfire, man. We're all crowded around. S'mores and
Oh
stuff, man.
man. Yeah, I have the Ravens winning this one as well. Let's move on.
All right. Oh, what else we got? Let's go to the other games. Oh man, we got which one do you want to start with? We got a couple.
We can just go in chronological.
Okay, so we just went Chargers, Steelers, so we got Broncos and Bills next.
Oh, Bills are gonna kill them.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout.
I think it's gonna be a 17-point game. 34 to
I don't think
17
it's gonna be
sounds
a
right.
blowout. Broncos
I,
aren't terrible. It's not like they're bad.
they're not terrible. They're gonna score 17 points.
Nah, man, they're scrappy though, Cole.
No, I think Josh
They
Allen's
don't
on a
get
different
smacked.
mode
Like they
right
were getting
now.
smacked in the beginning of the season, but they don't get smacked, man. I don't know.
I think Josh Allen's in a different mode, and it's in Buffalo.
Yeah, but it's a 1 o'clock. If it was like a night game, I'd probably say Buffalo because they get turned.
Either way, Buffalo's winning.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Okay, then yeah, I'm going Bills too. I just don't think it's going to be a blowout. Who you got? Packers and Eagles.
That depends. Who starts at quarterback?
Ooh, is Jordan Love hurt?
No, Jalen Hurts is hurt.
Oh, I forgot.
He's
It's been
still
Kenny
in
Pickett and
concussion
Tanner
pro-
McKee.
He's still in concussion protocol as
You
we
know
speak.
he's making it for that game. They're not gonna. I don't care what they got to do. Even if they're gonna, what do you call it? Freaking not abide by NFL rules, bro. He's playing.
If
Even
Kenny
if they got
Pickett
to suffer the
starts,
consequences in the offseason.
if Kenny Pickett starts, Packers win. If
I'm
Jalen Hurts
telling you
plays,
right now, Jalen Hurts is playing. They will suffer the consequences in the offseason for starting that man.
if Jalen Hurts plays the entire game like Jalen Hurts, then the Eagles will win.
They are the Super Bowl favorite out of the NFC. They better have Jalen Hurts playing.
Because Nick Sirianni's going to get fired if they lose.
Dog. I don't think he should get fired.
He will though. It's Philly.
I get what you're saying, but if you say you win this game, you lose the NFC Championship, you can't fire that man. That's back-to-back NFC Championship appearances.
No, he's not getting fired if they win this game. I'm saying if they lose this game.
No, actually, no. They lost wild card, no, to the Bucks.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. So
I
if they
thought he was
lose
gonna get
wild
fired
card,
then.
he might get fired. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he loses against the Green Bay Packers, he
I
will
see
be
what you mean.
fired.
Yeah.
But I think the
Ooh,
Eagles are winning.
This
unless
is a
Kenny
good
Pickett
game
starts.
that I'm looking forward to. Commanders Bucks.
That's going to be the best game of the weekend,
That's
in my
going to be
opinion.
the best game of the weekend for sure. I would say our game if we were actually competitive. But yeah, that's going to be the best game of the weekend. Followed probably by Packers and Eagles.
Who do you got?
For this game,
Oh, yeah.
this is low-key a pick 'em, isn't it?
Low-key.
Give me the Commanders. Give me the Commanders. Only because if I wasn't a Steelers fan, I might be a Commanders fan. Give me this. Give me the Commanders. Give me the Commanders.
I don't know if I want to pick different just so we have different, or if I want to pick
Come
what I
on,
actually
man.
think.
You know what you want to do, man. Come on.
I know what I want to do. I just don't know if I want to pick different just to pick different.
Do that for the next one.
I think. No. All right, I'll pick the Bucks just so we have one different. But I do
Okay.
think the Commanders are winning this game.
Okay.
Let them bake, baby.
I would. It depends on what Commanders you get too, though. They've been iffy.
Let them bake.
All right.
Baker's on fire.
I'm not gonna lie. This next one, don't shoot the messenger. Vikings Rams ain't gonna be a wash.
Well, they already played once this year, and the only reason the Rams won was because of that horribly missed face mask call.
I'm not gonna say it's a wash. This is gonna be a tough game.
Oh, Rams are gonna score points.
Yeah, man. And they're healthy right now too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dog.
I got this a 35-21, 35-24 kind of game.
You got Vikings or Rams though?
Vikings.
I'm gonna be different and pick the Rams.
What?
I say that the carpet ride for Sam Darnold's over.
I think the defense alone can win this game.
Don't get me wrong, they can. But will Sam Darnold make that mistake or two that he's prone to that'll cost him?
He looked bad on Sunday Night
That's
Football.
what I'm saying. Are you going to get that Sam Darnold, or are you going to get beginning of the year 5 touchdown Sam Darnold? Or are you going to get a healthy
Rams is not
medium?
a tough environment, so
Yeah,
that helps.
It's because half of them aren't even football fans, and the other half.
Both of the teams will be on silent count.
Yeah, LeBron's going to be there.
LeBron James.
40-year-old
All right,
LeBron.
and then that's all of our picks and Wildcard Weekend preview. I got one final topic. This probably will be quick because I can already hear Jordan's answer, but I'm going to bring it up anyways just so I can say we brought it up. But I feel like half of the planet has had a night with Joy Taylor. Anyways, have a good night, everyone. We'll see you all next week.
Hey, boy, I love me some Joy Taylor. I ain't gonna lie.
Jordan put in an application at Fox Sports for those who did not know.
Boy, I love me some Joy Taylor.
After that news came out, Jordan put in an application for Fox Sports.
Did I tell you about that?
About what?
I actually did put out an application for Fox Sports.
This before or after?
This was before. I kid you not, bro.
Bro said, bro, they're letting what for who? Okay.
I kid you not, bro. As soon as you said that, I said, when did I talk to you about that in my head?
Bro, that boy Skip Bayless
I
got caught with
literally-
an all-time down bad. 1.5 mil for... That's crazy.
Oh, man.
No, this was for the hairstylist for Skip Bayless.
Wow. I
Skip
didn't know it was
Bayless,
about Joy though. Like I didn't read into it.
which is so crazy because she's all about like women. Like I'm trying to help women progress
Yeah.
in sports, and then that's how you get to the
So
top.
give me a
Come
quick
on,
rundown.
bro.
Like if it's something we can't talk about on
All
air,
right.
and then we'll
No,
get
no, no. We
you
can
on.
we can talk
Okay.
about it on air. We can
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about it on
hit
air.
me with it.
If I just have to clean up the language a little bit.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
cool.
So, Miss Joy Taylor, right,
Yep.
applies for Fox Sports.
Yep. This
Gets
is
immediately.
undisputed.
Oh yeah, this gets immediately declined
Okay.
because she has zero relevant experience and does not have a college degree.
Okay.
Joy Taylor hears of this and realizes some of her ass sets and reaches back out to, I want to say his name is like Charles
Right.
Dixon, you know, the old whites that are in
Right.
charge.
Hold Watts. Yeah.
And she's like, Mr. Dixon, I will do certain things in exchange for you getting me on Undisputed. And he was like, yo, you dead ass. And she was like, watch this. And the next thing we knew, Joy Taylor was on Undisputed. And then she had to step her game up a notch in order to get her own show, which is
And
what
by
she's
step
on
up
now.
your game, are we talking about with?
Let's just say that Mr. Dixon and Miss Taylor have completed a few dirty tangos, if you get what I'm saying. And after that was completed, she now got her role on the show she's on now. So that's all come out.
Skip
And then,
Bayless does not care, bro. Like he has
Did you
not
hear-
said a word.
did you hear what his was about?
No.
So they had a hairstylist at the time on Undisputed.
Mhm.
She's got some forename. I got no idea. Skip was doing the old Deshaun Watson, just
Oh God.
aggressively placing parts on hands, and offered her 1.5 mil for a dirty tango.
Oh man.
$1.5 million.
Oh, he
This
got
man
it.
is
Dude.
married.
I don't know if he has it anymore, but he did have it.
She obviously declined, but that was an offer. But yeah, apparently Joy Taylor, also that Dixon dude, it wasn't just him for Joy Taylor. It was multiple of the upper executives. His name's the only one I can remember. And he was the first one. He probably went up to his buddies like, yo, you're not going to believe this.
Yeah, let me go ahead and apply to FS1 real quick.
But yeah, so apparently she's pretty much slept with the entire board.
Jeez.
She slept with all her co-hosts. Yeah, Miss Taylor's been putting in work off screen. It just bothers me because, like, normally this type of stuff doesn't bother me, but it's like her whole thing since being on Undisputed is like, oh, I want to progress women in sports. Like, you are literally the reason why women don't get progressed in sports, because women who progress in sports only get there by putting out, and it's so terrible, and I hate that.
Yeah.
But like, I wish I never knew about this.
I hate they have to subject themselves to it. And I actually like Joy Taylor, which is why
That's
kind
what
of
I'm saying, bro. Like, I wish I never knew, because I actually thought she was progressing women in sports, and it turns out she's just putting out. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I like Joy Taylor.
Sucks.
Man,
It really sucks. The whole situation sucks. Like, extremely bad, because I actually thought Joy Taylor was like a trailblazer, and here she is just like the rest of them. Like, I actually thought she was different.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I hate that they have to subject themselves to that just because of how
Absolutely.
patriarchal the industry is. But
Yeah, I hate that she
Still.
felt the need to go to that measure in order to get that job, but
Yeah.
like,
that sucks just all around.
yeah, it's a really terrible situation. And for that woman with Skip Bayless, I do feel bad for her being traumatized by
man
that
is
situation.
old and wrinkly. He looks like a walking nutsack. Like that is terrifying.
Yeah, so I did hear like her, like Joy Taylor and Emmanuel Acho like dated and went on like multiple dates, which like that's fine. But
That's cool. Like I
Yeah.
don't have any. There's nothing wrong with that.
I've seen all the memes though about like everyone saying that like watch Joy Taylor actually be Michelle.
No, no. You know they said that about Jenny Taft.
They said the same thing about Molly on First Take.
Yo, she gets on my nerves. I can't stand her. But you know, Jenny Taft's married and has a baby, but they say Shannon was knocking that down. Yo.
Oh man. But yeah, so that's all of the recent sports controversy. I wonder, Joy Taylor reported to work and everything and has been like posting like,
Yeah,
nothing's
she
happened.
just returned. I saw. I hadn't watched the video yet, but as far as like her return's concerned, I don't know if she addressed the allegations or anything. But yeah, she has returned.
I haven't heard any addressing of anything.
I wouldn't. I would just kind of, especially if it's since it's like so much legality involved.
Especially if Fox can just sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anything. That's why Skip's not saying anything, even though I don't think he would anyway. Because I don't. Has he even ever addressed any of his controversies?
No.
I don't think he addressed the Dak thing. I don't think he addressed the Damar Hamlin. No, the Damar Hamlin he did. I think that's the only thing I've ever seen him address, ever.
Yeah,
And
it's
even then,
crazy.
Shannon didn't even like how he handled that to begin with.
Yeah, that's that's insane. But yeah,
Yeah,
I just wanted to get you up to speed on all the controversies. I think I said it pretty cleanly.
yeah.
I
No,
don't think I
you
said
did a good
anything out
job.
of pocket.
You
Yeah,
did a good job.
that's
Even
good
though
for me. Normally I
somebody
say
must not
something
have a
really out of
problem, but who
pocket.
cares? My number is 4. I'm psych.
All
I'm
right,
about
and
to
on
dox
that
myself.
note,
About to
that
dox
is
myself.
all. That is all for this episode. Jordan, you got anything left to say?
Um, Thank you to the people as always. We really appreciate you guys. I know we took a little of a break just dealing with some life stuff, but we're getting this train rolling again. Trying to put out some quality content for you guys. So please like, share, subscribe. Anything you got to say it with your chest. 5 stars is preferable, please. If you have anything you think we should add to the show, any topics, anything of that nature, any segments, please hit us up. Hit up our Instagram at Flag on the Take, um,
TikTok.
TikTok, DM any of us if you know us personally. But yeah, thank you guys. I love you, bro, and I appreciate that we get to do this every week.
Yeah, bro. I love doing this, man. I look forward to it. It's great to be able to get all my takes out there. I actually enjoy doing this because I love watching shows like this. So to be able to do our own is really sick.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I love you, bro. I love this show, and we're gonna see you all next week. I love all you people. We'll see y'all next week. See ya.